Battle of the Allia, 390 BCE. In the summer of 390 BCE, the young Roman Republic faced a nightmare it could never have imagined. It began with the distant thunder of war drums and ended with the streets of Rome running red. The threat came from the Gauls, a fierce Celtic people from the north. These warriors, tall, muscular, and wild-haired, were unlike any enemy the Romans had faced before. They fought with terrifying ferocity, their bodies painted, their swords massive, and their battle cries echoing like the roar of wild beasts. The spark of war was lit far from Rome itself. The Gauls, led by a chieftain named Brennus, attacked the Etruscan city of Clusium. The Clusians called for Roman aid, and Rome, confident in its growing power, sent ambassadors. But those ambassadors broke the sacred laws of diplomacy, drawing their swords in battle. Offended and enraged, Brennus turned his gaze south, toward the Tiber. The two forces met at the River Allia, just 11 miles from the gates of Rome. The Romans, caught off guard by the Gauls' speed and sheer numbers, positioned themselves poorly. Their right flank was anchored to the river, their left to the open fields, and it was here that disaster struck. The Gauls launched a sudden, brutal attack on the Roman left. Shields splintered, men fell screaming, and panic rippled through the ranks. Within minutes, the Roman line collapsed into chaos. Many drowned in the Tiber, weighed down by their armor. Others fled in every direction. It wasn't a battle, it was a massacre. The date, July 18th, would be remembered in Roman history as a day of black mourning. With no army left to defend it, Rome lay open. Brennus and his warriors marched straight into the city. There was no resistance, only silence. Most citizens fled, while the Senate and sacred priests retreated to the Capitoline Hill, the city's last defensible position. The Gauls sacked Rome mercilessly. Homes were burned, temples were looted, sacred treasures vanished into enemy hands. For months, the Gauls besieged the Capitoline, until finally, famine and desperation forced the Romans to negotiate. Brennus named his price, 1,000 pounds of gold. As the gold was weighed, the Romans accused the Gauls of cheating by using heavy weights. Brennus, in one of history's most infamous moments, drew his sword, tossed it onto the scales, and declared, "Vi victis," woe to the vanquished. Rome paid the ransom and the Gauls withdrew, but the humiliation cut deep. From that day forward, the Romans swore never to let such a disaster happen again. They rebuilt their walls higher, trained their legions harder, and turned their grief into a relentless drive for dominance. The Battle of the Allia was a day of shame, yet it forged the steel in Rome's soul. And the cry of woe to the vanquished would haunt their memory for centuries. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, share, turn on the grind for more update. And if there's any ancient history you would like to know, please put under the comments.